Hi friends, Ms.Ang here. I am going to be doing a science experiment called decomposition. You can follow me along with these videos for the next 4 weeks and we are going to collect data, or you can just design the experiment at home using the same concepts and also have that go on for 4 weeks. So, first rules of science, get your gear ready. You have your goggles, your lab coat, and you would always want to tie your hair back if your hair is long, and adult supervision to help you out with a couple of things. So we're going to start with our learning targets. I posted them up on this whiteboard. I'm going to move over so you can read them as I am going to read them aloud. Science experiment decomposition. Learning targets. Number 1. I can define what decomposition means. Learning target number 2, I can create a hypothesis. Number 3, I can collect data. And learning target number 4, I can come to a conclusion and provide reasoning with my evidence and data. So I created the science notebook that I'm going to keep with me. It is important to always write your name, the date, and your context. It is important to write your name because if your paper falls out, if you're using loose leaf and someone finds it, they know who the paper belongs to. And it's important to write your date because you are collecting data as scientists. Okay, these are fogging up, so bye. So I'm going to zoom in on this, and you can pause it during the video so you can also write this in your science notebook. All right, so today's science decomposition experiment, we are going to test apples. I am using apples. You are more than welcome to use any other organic material. I just have that handy. For example, you can maybe use carrots, a lemon, melon, noodles. So for the next step of your science notebook, you are going to follow through with learning target number 1, which is I can define what decomposition means. So in your science notebook, you are going to, again, write your name, your date, and that learning target. So please write this in your scientific notebook. Decomposition means to, with using that sentence starter, go ahead and please finish that sentence with capitals, punctuation, and then if you notice, I have also provided a challenge. The challenge is to make a list of what you think decomposition materials may be. I put in my example organic material and flowers. You can make also a list of things that will not be able to decompose. I put in my example plastic bags. So plastic grocery bags are a no-no. So I always keep in mind to bring my reusable bags to the store. Okay, so that's your first page of your scientific notebook. And the next is going to be learning target number 2, your hypothesis. I have my name, I have the date, and hypothesis number 1. Try to read it. My hypothesis for the controlled group is blank because blank. If you notice, I have provided sentence starters to include capitals and punctuation, so all you need to do is fill in the blanks, and please keep in mind to meet those standards. My second hypothesis reads, my hypothesis for the alcohol is blank because blank. My third is, my hypothesis for the vinegar is blank because blank. And my hypothesis for the sriracha is blank because blank. My hypothesis for the soy sauce is blank because blank. So I have also provided a challenge for this activity as well. The challenge is test as many variables you'd like. Keep track of all your variables. So as you see, my variables I am going to be using is alcohol, vinegar, sriracha, and soy sauce to test my decomposition experiment. A controlled group is what you need in every science experiment. It's a group that has nothing. So you can compare the controlled group with your other tested groups and your other variables to see if there was indeed a change with something that was not tampered with. So again, I have a control group, alcohol, vinegar, sriracha, and soy sauce. What you're going to do is work with the parent to thinly cut your organic matter that you are going to be testing your variables with. Thin slices, and make the slices about the same sizes so that it's a fair test. You're going to label each one so you do not forget which one is being tested. And I also put the date on a sticky note so you know when you have started. So right here I have my control group. I have my vinegar, alcohol, soy sauce, and sriracha. And I am putting it just on a plastic to-go lid that I had available at home. You're welcome to use any flat surface. So let's go ahead and do that. So with a parent, you can go ahead and start to carefully pour your variables onto your testing subjects. So I'm going to carefully try to do this. Ask a parent for help. You're going to want to try to pour close to the same amount for each test. So let's go ahead and watch. This is soy sauce, and that goes in the middle. Careful, 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 and there it goes. As you can see, it's just a little drip, and I'm keeping it on the apple. I don't want to pour too much to have it spill over and contaminate the other test subjects. Okay. Next is going to be vinegar. Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you give me a napkin? A napkin? Okay, and then the next one is vinegar. I'm gonna wait for my napkin to come because I think I poured too much soy sauce, and that's not what we want to do. We want to, thank you, keep it on the apple. So I'm just going to go like this so it stays on the apple and it doesn't drip onto the other test subjects. Much better. See? Oh, vinegar. I have a feeling this is going to be messy. Okay. I'm just going to try to pour a little bit. Oh, okay. Go ahead and get that on the vinegar, on the apple. Okay. Cool. Vinegar is there. Capping that so that doesn't spill. Next, sriracha. Sriracha is going to go on my corner over here. As you can see, things that have like a controlled spout, it's much easier to pour and apply. The next that I have is alcohol. So the closest thing that I have to alcohol is nail polish remover. So I'm going to be using that. And again, I'm going to try my best to pour it. Let's see if this will work. And that goes in my top left corner. All right, cool. So that wasn't too bad. And I'm just going to make sure that gets all over my apple. Just like so. Cool. Cap that as well so you prevent spills. And then I'm going to put the camera over my tests and my experiment so you can see how that looks. with the labels. And again, you may pause so you can use these as an example when you need to. So I am done with my experiment setup. I'm going to be placing this in a safe place where I can remember to collect my data each week, but also in a safe place where it is safe and it won't be touched very easily. So I'm going to decide to place this in the cabinet underneath my kitchen sink because I don't really go in there often. There's only cleaning supplies. So I'm going to remember that it's there, and then it's not going to be able to move easily in there because it's in a cabinet space that's going to go untouched. So I will check in with you next week, and then we are going to be going to our learning target number 3. I can collect data, and then we're going to go from there. So I hope you have fun doing this at home. Remember to have an adult help you. Keep track of your scientific notebooks or your scientific papers so you can come back and return to them. All right, have fun. See you next week.